Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl TheDawnElizabeth, and here I am back with some more tips and some more motivation to get you guys going, to get you guys sticking to your goals, and to get you guys to show up as the best version of yourself each and every day, and that's on period. So today's topic is how I've maintained my weight loss. So most people, when they go on a weight loss journey, they think it's so much about losing the weight. Or probably a couple years ago, I could have told y'all that, oh yeah, it's all about losing all the weight. But now that I have progressed within my journey, my mindset changes. The things that I've went through, the things that I have learned about myself while on the journey, everything changes. So it's always good to revisit these topics and tell you guys more things that I have found out while being on my journey. And one thing that I have realized is that it's not about the weight that you lose, it's about the habits that you create while you're losing the weight. Because focusing on creating those habits is what makes that weight loss stick. What makes you a year from now 50 pounds lighter and still having that 50-pound weight loss. So one thing that I have realized with being on a weight loss journey is that it's all about routine. That's going to be tip number one, having a routine. I know that for me to sustain my weight loss, I know that I have to have a good balance with eating things that I love and eating things that are healthier for me. And that all comes with having a positive mindset when it comes to food. And over the years, I have struggled with having a good relationship with food. It's not drastic, but I have found myself saying, oh, this is good and oh, this is bad. And in this recent year, I went into really focusing on fixing my relationship when it comes to food. Because as long as you determine like, okay, this is good food and this is bad food, you will always go into a battle of binge eating, going to the battle of restricting yourself, then overcompensating for the time that you restricted, and that necessarily does not help you sustain your weight loss. So I have realized that as long as I tell myself I can't have this and I can't have that, or that's not good, that's bad for me, I will continuously be pulled towards those foods instead of fixing my mindset and realizing that it's not about what I'm eating. It's about learning how to eat those things in moderation, creating a balance for myself. And one thing that we have to realize is that balance, what balance looks like for me does not necessarily mean that's balance for you. And so when I come on here and share my experiences, it's just to kind of give you a gauge of like how I walk myself and talk myself through fixing my relationships with things that I have experienced over the journey. So even backtracking from when I was a little girl, just being able to eat whatever I wanted to eat, and now to being more conscious, it's like you have to learn how to change your mindset to realize that everything is okay in moderation. It's okay to watch TV if you watch a TV in moderation, but the moment you start to watch TV for 10 hours a day, then that's when it becomes a problem, and a problem that can easily be fixed with a mindset shift. So one thing that I realized is creating a routine has definitely helped me a lot. I know that during the week, if I decide I want to eat a little bit extra here, a little bit extra there, that helps me so that when the weekend comes, I'm not eating up everything. And then I also have created a routine to where if I tell myself that, okay, done, for these next couple of weeks, you're going to be super duper disciplined, I'm able to commit to that. I'm able to show up for myself when it comes to that. So creating that self-discipline for yourself and having a routine. Monday through Saturday, I work out, y'all. I work out Monday through Saturday. I track everything. Even on the days where I do go overboard, I still track it just to hold myself accountable. I do my cardio, and that's something that will never change. I will always do my workouts Monday through Saturday, and that's a part of my routine. So even if I spiral off or get to eating too much, I still have that routine in place so that Monday through Saturday I'm going to work out regardless, and I know that I'm going to track. Even on the days that I overeat, I still track it just to hold myself accountable. And then at the end of the week, I sit down and think, okay, then what can we do differently so that next week is better? So having a routine and reflecting on your routine to make sure that if it needs adjustments, you're able to make those adjustments, and just being honest with yourself when it comes to making those adjustments. Like me, I know that every time I tell myself I'm not going to eat sweets, when it comes to a time where it's time to eat sweets, done go in. So done, let's realize how we can fix this. Don't tell yourself you can't eat sweets. Put them in here and there, log them in, make sure they work, and then when it comes to a time where you do have excess of sweet, you know how to just eat some and be okay with the some that you ate. Okay, so rule number 2 is to focus on healing your inside. inner fixing is what I had to focus on to maintain this weight loss. So if you watched my episode yesterday when me and Miss Sheila was talking about aesthetic goals, I have literally chased aesthetic goals for the last year, and it literally made my journey super duper draining. I feel myself circling in circles, going back, moving forward, going back, moving forward, because I was solely focused on hitting that number on the scale, or solely focused on looking this certain way. Like, I feel like I needed to look like this to be the best trainer out there. I feel like I need to look like this in order to really help my clients. And I had to sit back and think, like, if God put me on this earth to look a certain way or look like this, how am I really doing my purpose? How am I really serving what I need to serve to the people around me if I'm only focused about how I look? And honestly and truly, with me being on this journey, I realized that it's not even about me anymore. It's about what I can give and what I can offer to my audience, what I can give to you all to make sure that you are on the right track. And I tell my clients every day, like, literally every way that they feel, I have felt before, and even still dealing with right now. So it's only right that I uplift them with positivity, uplift them with that mindset shift to realize that focusing on aesthetics is literally, it's like chasing problems all the time. But if you start to focus on your dreams, focusing on what God has sent you here to do, you are able to stick to what you have going. It's so easy to give up on something when it doesn't look a certain way, or it's so easy to give on something when stuff not going your way. But it's always harder to just sit back and think about, what is my why? What am I chasing? Why am I chasing that? And I had to realize that me being on my weight loss journey was not about me being my thinnest self, or it wasn't about me getting super duper small so that I can have clients that be like, oh yeah, she did it, so I can too. But it's not about my body. It wasn't me transforming my body that allowed me to have this audience and give as much advice to you all. It was me going through the trials and the tribulations, going through the obstacles, and being able to use my story and use my testimony to tell you it's not all about what you look like on the outside, because you could get to your smallest body and literally still not feel complete. And that's because the real work needs to be done on the inside. And that's one thing that I've learned to continue to focus on while being on my journey. It's not chasing aesthetics all the time, because the stronger you get, the better you are at fighting those days where you have bad body image days. Fighting those times where you feel like you are not doing a good job when it comes to your weight loss journey. Fighting those days where you get up on the scale and it's not saying what you want to say and you feel like you're not making any progress. Fighting past those obstacles, because literally, y'all, those are only obstacles. Those are only mental obstacles. And when you get stronger to push past those obstacles, to push past the fact that I am still making progress, even if the things that I feel like validates my progress is not showing me that I'm making progress. Pushing past all of that and realize that as long as you're showing up for yourself each and every day, there is no way that you will not reach your goal. So that's one thing to realize when it comes to being on a weight loss journey. So my last tip is literally kind of the first one, is just creating that routine and having a set schedule when it comes to your eating and having your caloric deficit. So this is the main thing. This is the scientific reasoning behind creating a maintenance. And I feel like once you learn how to maintain your weight, that's when you can really focus on creating those healthier habits that you are able to stick to prolong, like that you are able to sustain long term. Because don't nobody want to miss out on Sunday fun day every Sunday because they trying to stick to their goals. Don't nobody not want to go to the friend outing and have to eat a salad because they trying to stick to their goals. And like I said, you have to create that balance, because life is not supposed to be boring. When it comes to food and when it comes to eating and having a good time, if you focus on creating that relationship, a good relationship with food, you are able to enjoy yourself and still know that you are hitting your goals and still know that you are showing up for yourself. And like I said, balance for everyone looks different. What I do on the weekends, you might can't do on the weekends. And what y'all do on the weekends, I might can't do. But we all are capable of creating that balance. We all are capable of living up to be our best selves. So with that being said, find your caloric deficit and work your way up to a maintenance. Being on a maintenance is a little bit more tedious than losing weight. I tell people all the time, maintaining weight loss is so much harder than just losing weight. Losing weight is simple. Either you do it or you don't. It might take a little long, but either you do it or you don't. It's simple, it's straight to the point, but it's not easy. Maintenance is literally a strategy. You have to be able to find out what works for you. Find out how far you can go on the weekends and still sustain what you have worked for. And that's all about taking the time out to learn yourself, taking the time out to learn your body. So with that being said, like I said, y'all, I work out Monday through Saturday. I count my calories every day. Even on the times where I go overboard on the weekend, I count those too. I make sure that I make time. I make sure that I make room here and there. Sometimes I don't make sure I make room. Sometimes I do go overboard. And I know y'all been asking to see a video of what I eat on a cheat day. I'm a little nervous about that, but it's all about getting to the point where we don't have to call it a cheat day. That's what we working towards, getting to a point where we don't have to call it a cheat day, because it's a part of us just being human. It's a part of us being on a journey and being free when it comes to eating, being free when it comes to being on a journey. No one wants to eat what they love and feel guilty immediately after. So working on creating that good relationship with food, focusing and realizing that things are okay in moderation, and just working on you, working on fixing the inside. Because like I said, you could do a lot of fixing on the outside. You could get them calves busted, you could get that booty big, that booty summertime fine, and still feel empty on the inside. And that's not what we want when we drop that 100 pounds. That's not what we want when we drop that 50 pounds. We want to drop that 100 pounds and literally feel like our best selves along the way, not when we get to the destination. Because sometimes we get to the, people think that getting to that destination is that just glory land. And if you don't focus on fixing yourself along the way, or figuring out what issues that you have to address, what truths do you have to come to, you will get to that destination and still feel like it's still more work to be done on the outside, when that's not the main focus. So like I said, I hope this was super duper helpful, y'all. Y'all know I meal prep. Y'all know I work out. I stick to it even when I fall off. Well, let's not even call it falling off, like Destiny said. Even when I get to eating a little too much, I still get right back on track. And the most important thing is I never give up. Things get hard. Things get frustrating. I get frustrated with myself. I get sad. I feel guilty sometimes even after I fall off. But I always keep going. Because as long as I keep going, that's my assurance that I will get to where I want to be. Mentally, 1, physically, 2. It's no doubt about that. But the moment that you give up on yourself, the moment that you give up on your goals, when things get a little too hard, that's a guarantee that you will never reach your goals. So don't ever give up. Don't ever get frustrated when you feel like you're not on the right track. As long as you continue to show up for yourself, doing what you are supposed to do, being consistent, it's going to happen for you. Pray. Tell the Lord, Lord, give me strength, give me guidance, give me information, give me education. Be thankful for where you are today. Be thankful that you became aware that it's time to make that change. Be appreciative for every step that you take along the way. Celebrate those small wins. Every time I dropped 2 pounds, I was lit. I dropped 5 pounds, I was lit. It could be a week and I dropped 1 pound, I was super duper lit, because a year, 3 years ago, Dawn wasn't dropping no pounds. Dawn wasn't even worried about what she was eating. Dawn was somewhat walking tired and out of breath. I'm not that Dawn anymore. Let me not say I'm not that Dawn. Same Dawn, but I have a different mindset, a different approach when it comes to my health and my life, and I'm never turning back. I'm never going back to that girl, and that's why I use this platform today to motivate you guys, keep you guys on track, and I appreciate you guys for tuning into this video. So y'all already know the drill. With that being said, come back and message your girl. Peace out.